Hello everyone, my name is Kirsten. Just yesterday I did another tag video, so I randomly came across another tag video called the Starving Artist tag. So I thought it would be really interesting to do since I genuinely really enjoy art very much. I love doing art and I love every expression of art. I just think it's really awesome. I figured I'd start off with this tag video first before I went ahead and did anything sort of artsy related stuff for most Saturdays, to be exact. I just thought it would be really interesting to do this type of tag so you guys would basically get to know me a little bit more better as an artist. So without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and dive right on into these questions. Question number 1. What's your favorite experience as an artist? One of my most favorite experiences as an artist is being able to come up with ideas and how to create them using different various techniques to express your art in some sort of way. So I think that's my most favorite part about doing art. Question number 2. What's your least favorite experience as an artist? Probably one of my least favorite experiences as an artist is probably a few things, to be exact. Mine in particular would have to be feeling like you're not good enough in your art skills. Another thing would be that you would feel discouraged about processing through your work, and probably people harshly critiquing your work in some various form when you put in all of your time and effort into. Now, I understand that it's always good to do some constructive criticism with trying to improve your art, but some people generally can be just a complete asshole in that department. So I think that's my least favorite experience as an artist. Question number 3. What are your dreams / goals for your art? My dreams or goals for my art is I definitely would love to continue on how to better improve my art somehow. Another goal I had in mind for my art is to express some form of violence or sexually explicit stuff, since that's the type of stuff I get into anyway, especially with like horror films and the like. I think that would be a really neat approach. Also, another idea I had in mind is creating some dark and sinister stuff in my art, simply because I just love horror altogether. I think that type of art is very expressive and very interesting. So that would be my goals as an artist. Question number 4. What's your favorite medium and why? To be honest, I have various types of medias that I really do love working with. Since it's really hard to pick just one, I'm gonna have to go with 2 things in particular. So the first medium that I really enjoy working with, I like working with charcoal because, in my opinion, it's a lot more easier to work with than just typical pencils. So that's the reason why I like working with charcoal, and the fact that you can create like really cool shadows and that kind of thing. And the second medium that I enjoy working with is with acrylic paint. It's a lot more easier to work with, I think. I'm used to doing these types of paints since I participated in an art class back in college. Also, the fact that it's the type of paint that dries pretty easy too. Question number 5. What inspired you to do art, or why do you love it? To be honest, there wasn't anything that really inspired me to become an artist. However, I do have an explanation of why I love doing art. I love the feeling that you're getting praised so much for doing something so creative and out of the box that not very many people are able to do, I'm not gonna lie. Another reason why I love doing art is I love the fact that you can practice these type of projects onto a canvas or paper to create some sort of powerful meaning behind it, or to just have a sort of creative way of designing or expressing yourself through art. Question number 6. What's the favorite piece you ever made and why is it special? That's a tough question because I love all of my art pieces that I have created, no matter what it is. All of them are really great to me and unique in any shape or form. However, I do have a really fantastic piece that I would really love to show you guys. Let me go ahead and grab that real quick. So this piece right here was something I did for my design class. So our project for our design class during that time was to create a mandala, create like some sort of cycle of like some sort of representation of anything. So in this case, I did a mandala for all 4 seasons, for instance. If, for instance, this flower right here is, I think, a rover, and these flowers appear like, I think, in the fall. You got the pansy right here that always appears every single fall. The other 2 I kind of forgot, but one of them is for spring and summer. And then in the center right here is chrysanthema, which is a flower that kind of blooms all season around. So this is a pretty good example of this. I mostly felt really inspired to creating a sort of stained glass inspired art piece right here. So this is the one that I feel really proud and the reason why I think it's so special. Question number 7. Who or what are your biggest art influences? To be honest, I don't have an influence with either one, surprisingly enough. However, I can get either some sort of inspiration from it. Sometimes I'll look at people's work and then I'll try to figure out how I can go about creating some sort of detail to make it as similar, if not close to it, as I possibly can. So just being able to study art and how it's being interpreted is something I try to study as often as I possibly can. Question number 8. What did you learn being a full-time artist? I gotta be honest, guys, I am not in any way, shape, or form a full-time artist. However, what I did learn about becoming an artist overall is that it takes a lot of time to improve your art, and it really does take a lot of discipline when it comes to art generally. These things really do take weeks, months, or even years of practice to really improve your art. That is something I got to learn very much. I also got to learn that each artist is very unique in his or her own way, and that people can express art however they please or fit them. Question number 9. What do your family and friends think about you being an artist? I know my family is very supportive of me just being an artist, and some of my friends are also very accepting of the fact that I am an artist. Some of them will have some pretty good amusement of my art generally, including my family. Both my family and my friends think it's really cool that I'm capable of producing some interesting form of art. Question number 10. Was becoming an artist your childhood dream? If not, what was? When I was younger, being an artist was something I never even really thought about until I've taken an art class back in high school. Since then, I never really knew I had that type of talent. Before I ever thought about becoming an artist was a marine biologist. Why, you may ask? Well, it's because I love the fact that you can study ocean life and its natural habitants. Question number 11. What advice can you give to people who want to become more artistic or creative? My advice to the people who are thinking of becoming an artist or thinking of doing creative things, I would say just go for it. Now is the time for you to express your art and creativity. Definitely try to attend art classes, or you can always go to a bookstore and you can get books related to art-related things. Another thing I would also suggest, always look at an object of some kind. It can be anything. It can be like a tree, something in your room, just anything. Just always use a sketchbook and try to sketch it out of how you interpret or see it. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Sketchbooks are pretty handy to use if you want to better improve your art. Question number 12. Were you supported to pursue art as a child? When I was little, I never was pressured into becoming an artist at all. My family is very understanding and very supportive of what I really want to do with my life. So I'm happy that I don't have anybody in my relative that pressures me into becoming somebody else, because God forbid, that's the least of my problems that I really want. Question number 13. Do you make money off of your art? To be honest, I don't make any money off of my art, but one of these days I do have some high considerations of possibly selling my art online or something, so that's something I've thought about. Question number 14. What do you want to improve on or aspire to be with your future art? Quite a variety of things, really. I would really love to improve on trying to build better texture, as well as trying to make some of my art kind of realistic, but yet surreal at the same time. I would really love to incorporate horror elements, like with gore and creepy related things. So that's one thing I would really love to improve upon my art. Question number 15. What feelings do you try to express in your art? I think with my art generally, it kind of depends. I usually like to express every single emotion underneath the sun as much as I possibly can. With my art generally, I give it a sense of like calmness or some form of connection in some sort of way. Well, basically anything that comes to my mind of what I'm feeling that day. Question number 16. What is your favorite thing to paint and why? I love creating all kinds of things with paints, honestly. I love painting animals. I also love painting women, because women are very feminine and beautiful. I just enjoy painting very much. Question number 17. What is the strangest thing you've painted? I did create something three-dimensional in my design class because our final project was to create something three-dimensional. One of them is this creepy doll that I made that I felt was kind of Carrie inspired. I know that's not something not nearly as close to painting. Well, I mean, it kind of is because I've painted her skin and stuff, but I made her fingers and her claws a little bit weird, and just the way I made her face was kind of weird. I'm not gonna lie, but for some weird reason, I really do like how I made that little blood-stained dress. Question number 18. Have you ever been hung up after you started a commission, and how did you handle it? to be honest with you guys, I've never done any sort of commissions before, although I would really love to. But if I were to be commissioned with somebody, it would have to be with something I feel comfortable doing. I know a lot of people will look at somebody's art and think, oh, well, this person specializes in animals, so I wonder if this person can be able to paint my 3-year-old daughter. This is really funny, actually, because when I watched somebody's starving artist tag, this was really a funny way, but also interesting way to think about it. I remember she mentioned something about like how art isn't the Cheesecake Factory or something. It's a very interesting analogy, but to put it in my own type of way of thinking, let's say, for example, you really wanted to get some awesome high-end quality bomb-ass Korean barbecue, right? The thing is, if you go to the Cheesecake Factory, for instance, it's a really good restaurant, definitely, and it has all kinds of food underneath the sun. It has like Italian, and it has little bits of Mexican, and even just traditional American stuff. The thing is, the Cheesecake Factory is not gonna have everything you want. If you really want some Korean barbecue, you go to a Korean restaurant. It's the same exact type of concept with art. For example, if you really want someone to paint your daughter, for instance, you go to someone that specializes in portraits. So that's kind of like a little analogy I thought I would give to you guys, both as an artist and as a person looking to commission somebody to pay for that type of art. It's just something that you really do need to consider thinking about, because if you do plan to open up for commissions, it has to be something that you feel comfortable doing and not just for the money. Do you understand where I'm going with this? Also, you need to do your research on somebody that specializes in that specific area that you really want. Question number 19. Do you admit that paint smells good? To be honest, I like the smell of Fix-It, if that counts. But in terms of paints, I honestly don't get into paint smells that much, regardless if it's oil or acrylic. That's just me. Final question at number 20. What would you tell your younger self? Definitely don't feel discouraged. Do not feel like your art isn't really worth it, because in the end it will be worth it. Or if you really want to improve your art, do something, try to fix that issue of how you can become a better artist. Be yourself. Don't be afraid to create anything, no matter what people say. Also, just practice, 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 and never give up on what you ultimately enjoy doing. That concludes all of the questions for the Starving Artist tag. So if you guys would really love to participate in this tag, be sure to comment down below. And I have the questions down below in the description box as well if you're interested in doing that thing yourself. Just be sure to link your video in the comments down below, and I will try to answer back, I promise. I hope you guys enjoyed this video so much, and if you would also like to see other art-related stuff in the future, then be sure to sucker punch that like button down below. And of course, if you haven't already, please do dedicate the time and effort to subscribe to my lovely channel, join my little army of darkness, and if you hit that notification button, you will be updated with brand new videos every single weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sundays. If you guys are interested in following me outside of YouTube, all of my social medias will be listed in the description box right down below if you are indeed interested in checking them out yourself. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are awesome for sticking to the end of this video. with that all being said, have a completely chill week, an awesome day or night, and I will talk to you all soon in the next video. So until then, stay completely dark and so fucking brutal and awesome, my friends. Take care. Bye for now.